Hi everybody, Nige back here again, and today I've got another inbox review for you, and today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different from me. We're going to be having a look at it at the Sd.kfz.234/2 Puma with engine parts from Rifle Models. This is, I'm not saying it's a brand new kit, but it's been out a few months now. Okay, but it's the first time I've had a chance to actually have a look at this kit in detail. I have seen one or two others online, reviews. I've seen a build done by Frontline Model Hobbies, Robert Frontline Model Hobbies. He's done a build of this. Around the same sort of time, Mini Art fetched theirs out, but Mini Art's same with a lot of Mini Art kits, a lot of parts. In there, a lot of parts breakdown. So this one, it looks, what I've seen, really well. Okay, so you've got the box art. Obviously you've got some bits and pieces all around. So what we'll do, I'll put you on overhead and we'll get cracking. So we'll get started with the instruction manual. Okay, normal rifle model from what I've seen, A4 booklet in white paper. The box art, fairly, in a way, fairly standard box art for them. I think that's quite boring if I'm honest, but there we go. Then we move into the sprue map, and then straight on to building this chassis with the axles and the spring suspension. Joining that chassis to the lower hull, and then adding some more parts that are down there, some bracing parts, what it looks like, maybe parts of mudguard and what have you. Before moving on to start putting parts on the interior now. Again, some more parts on the interior. We've got some seats, some pedals, what looks like maybe a steering column, maybe a handbrake, I'm not 100% certain. Before we start, adding a dashboard and a steering wheel with what looks like another bracing part that goes round. We've got an engine that we start in building in A1, as you can see, just going on here. We then slots into the rear compartment in the engine bay. We then start looking at some of the wheels. So we've got a polycap. Where's that polycap? There. I'm not sure. I'm not certain why it says polycap there, but we're putting on the wheels. So that'd be a spare wheel. Then we look at the upper hull and some parts that go in there. Again, adding more parts for the what looks like a vision port on there on the internal, then the external vision ports. Start putting the louvers on the rear part of the actual vehicle. We then got the upper hull joining to the lower hull before we add side skirts. We've got some tools and boxes adding, fuel tanks of various types. Before we then add those parts onto the hull, so the fuel tanks there, the tool parts, some more tools going on there. Again, some more tools, what looks like a bumper on the front. That looks like a stalk for wing mirrors. We then start adding more odds and sods, what looks like maybe a winch going on there. Again, more toolboxes and ammo boxes adding to the vehicle. Then we've got the turret going on. So all the parts for the turrets itself, the breech going in just there. For adding the main gun and some more little odds and sods and an aerial going on there just like that, and then adding the wheels. So we've got some painting call out. So we've got a training unit in Germany 1944, a Panzer Division, so PZAA2 to Panzer Division in Normandy, summer 1944. We have another one from Normandy, summer 44, and another one from Normandy, summer 1944. With that, we get added on part, so possibly parts that were wrong. So in here, what looks like, or missed out, because I don't recognise seeing any of these. So we've got a fuel barrel with a pump, what looks like a water bucket, I don't know what type, what fuel or oil that'll be, and then another fuel fuel can just there, though it could be water depending on what colour it is. In that part there as well, we also get a couple of sprues, so we'll start off with these ones. And these sprues, we're looking at some of the tools, that winch, the spades, and other bits and pieces just like that. We'll open this one up, and we'll be opening them as we go along. So this one looks like some more spades. I'm not 100% certain. We have some pouches along here. There's our water bucket, some helmets, another couple of pouches. We have some weapons and some binos on there. Really cool, that. Again, I didn't see these getting added, these parts, but it's nice to have in there. We have our clear parts. I'm not going to take them out because there's not going to be too much to write home on those, but yeah, they're the clear parts. We also get a little bit of thin wire for the bucket, I would assume. Some polycaps, so the polycaps for the wheels. And we get a resin muzzle. So we've got a covered one and a uncovered one. Let's just take one out so we can have a close look at it. There we are. So there we are. A nice bit of resin there for the covered muzzle, that looks really nice actually. Put that back in there so I don't lose it. And then we've got the photo etch on there for all the little pieces, the antenna, and for sandwiching the fuel barrel, I'll get right in a minute. Not fuel tanks, fuel cans. I don't know. All can't get my words out today. Some seat belts potentially, and then we have the decals. Not many of those, so we're not really going to open those and have a look at them. But yeah, some nice decals in there. So now moving on to the plastic parts. So starting off with the upper hull. Okay, and the side skirts. Some nice weld texture just going down there and up the side parts there. Nice thin louvers at the back. Some nice detail on these storage compartments down both sides. Not much really, but we do have some rivets or bolts on the inside of the main compartment. Another bag with smaller parts in and what looks like the barrel. So we've got the mantlet for the barrel. We have the barrel itself just there. We have parts of the actual breech. We have a machine gun just there, some rods, lights, some storage boxes and ammo boxes, the plastic muzzle, and what looks like potentially another muzzle for another maybe machine gun or something that is hollowed out, which is great to see. So nice through that. Then we've got the lower hull. See if I can get into it. There we are. So we have the lower hull, and again some nice texture along the weld seams. Where the hatches are, it's nicely done. Bolts all round. It's even got the weld seams going up and round and in those wheel arches just there, which is really nice. And then we've got parts of the lower hull for where, let's have a look, where the wheels, so that would go together something like that, where the wheels will be set in each part, I believe. Okay, so that's nice. Some nice nut detail in each one of those. And again, we've got weld texture all the way around. So that's really, really nice. We have barrels. So fuel barrels. What it actually is, I can't speak German, so I'm not sure what it says. We've got the pump just there, the barrels, the ties for round the barrels by the looks of it. So yeah, that's a nice addition. Another one with the storage bins and a grill. That grill's really nicely done. Nice texture on it. We have these compartments. The actual bracing strut that goes in the main compartment of the actual vehicle. With some nice nut detail on there. Some of the vision ports. The fine parts look really fine, so that'll be part of the aerial. Just be careful when snipping those off so you don't damage them. We've got the turret. Okay, so the turret, no texture on there, but we do have the weld texture going all the way around. It's really nice. We're moving on to fuel cans. So fuel cans, again, it's got the writing on. We have these fuel tanks just here, or oil tanks, again, has writing on it, what actually should be stored in there. We have the fuel cans opening and the actual handles themselves. All really, really nicely done. Really nice, that. Engine parts. So we can see the cylinders, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14. Is that 4? It can't be a 14 cylinder. No, it's a 12. I just can't count. Numpty. So it's 12 cylinder. We've got our actual, well, I don't know what you call them, cylinder heads or what, I don't know. Well, I don't know much about engine to be quite honest. We have our transfer box or gearbox, the main block. We have the top and the bottom of the cylinders. We have fans, pulleys and belts on this part, and again, all looks really nice. That'll build up to quite a comprehensive engine, I would have thought. Maybe just a few pipes and wires added, and you'll have a really good representation of this vehicle's engine. So another one with some odds and sods in. So this bag, we have the bumper, some of the louvers, some bulkheads and engine parts. We have another gun radio parts, another gun with a drilled out barrel, which is always nice to see. Hubcaps for, well, not hubcaps, where the drive sprockets maybe go for the vehicle. And again, all really nicely done. We've got a really nice thin part, so again, one has to be careful with these. We have dials and bulkheads, parts and wires. So yeah, nicely done. Last bag with plastic parts in there. So let's have a look, see what's in here. There's 2 screws in here, so I'm not going to take them both out if I can't help it. And now we're looking at wheels, well, the wheel hubs. We've got suspension parts on here. There we are, suspension parts. So this is all to do with the undercar and the seat for the driver in here. Again, all really nicely molded detail on the hubs with the nuts, the wheel hub itself, some canisters, parts of the suspension. So lots and lots that's been really nicely done here. That leads us on to the final bag of wheels. Okay, so these are nicely done, and make sure you only put them on the right way, but we do get the manufacturer of the actual tires and all that good stuff. The treads looks really nice, and what's nice to see, I'm just checking, there's no, that I can see, that's normally an issue with aircraft model kits, is any join line on the actual tyres. So normally we have one down the centre, or you can sometimes you have one, you know, where the molds have been put together, but I can't really see any on this one. I don't know whether there's any on the others, but this one looks really, really nice. And it should be able to get a nice, if you put some weight actually in the vehicle, you probably get really nice weight on wheel with these. So there we are, RFM Models Puma in 1/35 flavour. A really nice looking kit. I like how you've got all the actual seam line, not seam line, weld seam texture. Some nice root detail. Tyres look nice even though they are rubber, so it'll be a bit of a pain to actually paint potentially. And you've got some nice like ammo boxes, jerry cans and all that sort of stuff on there that would really elevate this to, you know, a cracking looking model. Anyway, that's it from me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.